from Super Gaming Brothers, and you are watching Crazy Gaming Productions. I hope I got that right.
Close enough. Good. Thank you.
No problem, man.
As we all know, this marks the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. And as Nintendo celebrates, they went all out with their latest installment, Super Mario Maker, which I'll get to soon. They even have an 8-bit Mario amiibo along with this sweet-ass poster that I got. So yeah, they celebrated all out with the modern gamers. But as a retro gamer, that is a whole different story.
There are times I want to play a game on my NES, but by looking throughout my collection, I get the case of gamer's block. So with all else fails, I had to go to a higher remorse. The Black Box games are a series of NES games released from 1985 to 1987. It follows 7 categories like programmable, sports, action, arcade, educational, rob, and even light gun. Also, yes, they were all packaged in black boxes, which looked good back then and they still hold up to the retro eye.
30 Black Box games, 30 years of the NES. So for this video, we're going to be tackling all 30 Black Box games in one review. So prepare for the biggest lightning storm of your life.
To kick this off, let's start off with the arcade series. So which ones should we start off with? The Donkey Kong series? Yeah, why not? The first one introduced us to Donkey Kong, duh, Mario, who is known as Jumpman in this one, and his girlfriend Pauline, who didn't get the same reputation as before. Until the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. The first game is missing one level and the cutscenes from the arcade, but at least the game is still a classic along with the sequel, Donkey Kong Jr. In this one, you play as DK's son, and you have to save his father from Mario. Yes, this is the first and only title where Mario is the bad guy. Well, it's a good thing that he got his comeuppance when DK is saved. I still have a lot of fun with this game. I highly recommend it. But then there's Donkey Kong 3, the bastard sequel. Stanley has to spray the bugs to save his flowers. While doing that, he sprays DK in the coconuts.
Okay. Ew!
This one sucks. I can't even say anything good about it. Move along. Well, no need to be in a pickle. At least we got Mario Brothers. This is, of course, the only game that shows Mario and Luigi doing actual plumbing work. You have to defeat turtles, crabs, and fireflies to clean the pipes. Plus, if you think Simon Belmont's jump is stiff...
I have several questions.
Despite the flaws, this is still fun as the arcade version, and I do recommend this one as well. At last we got Popeye, based off of the cartoon and the comic strips. You play as Popeye collecting hearts, music notes, and letters that spell help me, all while avoiding Bluto. The best part about this game is grabbing a can of spinach. After grabbing a can, you have a chance to bash Bluto in the head! I had a lot of fun with this one as well. If you're a Popeye fan, this one is a huge must-have.
So now it's time for the ass-kicking action series. Kind of.
Let's start off by getting back to Super Mario Bros. Now keep in mind, this is going to be an abridged version. If you really want to see my full review, stop now. Go watch the full video right now. For those of you who have seen the review, here's what I had to say. This is actually one of my favorite games on the NES. The side-scrolling, the gameplay, the music, and the graphics are the most recognizable out of all the games I have here. As the game that saved the video game market, it is a truly must-have. I cannot deny anything. Balloon Fight is inspired by the arcade game Joust. You must knock into your enemies to pop their balloons. You knock them again, you defeat them. But if your balloons get popped, you're fish food. This one is tons of fun if you think about it, but just don't get electrocuted. Damn. In Ice Climber, you play as Popo or Nana, climbing up an icicle mountain while avoiding enemies. Man, Peter will throw a big hissy fit right about now. While there's that, there's also a bonus stage where you have to climb up to the top to grab vegetables and to grab onto the hawk. In my opinion, I think this one is okay, for the most part, but I don't think this game is bad. That is where Clue Clue Land fits into the bunch. You awkwardly control this sunburned Pac-Man around the board to form a picture with these coins. These coins have the rupee design that'll be used later on in Legend of Zelda. If you think this one is the worst of the series, think again. Urban Champion is right up there. You just punch your enemy into a manhole to win the match. Street Fighter, this ain't. A better game is Kung Fu. This game took some inspiration from Bruce Lee's film, Game of Death. You fight your enemies, beat the boss at the end of the level, and move on to the next one. This game is the start of the beat-em-up genre, and it holds no regards. I highly recommend it because it kicks all leagues of ass. Now the last game here in this series is Pinball. As a kid, I played a lot of pinball machines. As for this, it's a wannabe pinball game. Sure, it has seals, chicks, and penguins, but is there anything else? Well, in fact there is. There is a bonus game with Mario guiding Pauline to the exit. Wait a minute, that doesn't look like Pauline. Pauline has blonde hair. This one is a brunette. Mario cannot be a man whore, is he?
Okay, gross part dos.
Now we're moving on with the sports series, and most of these games have the same intro song. Yeah, it might get irritating. Most of these games are just boring. Baseball is just slow and monotonous. Tennis is kind of broken. Golf puts me to sleep. Soccer is a little better, but I don't think it's bad. 10-yard fight is uninteresting to me. Slalom is far past fun than the other games, but it's a nice moon you got there. Well, not to mention the fact this one was actually developed by Rare. Thanks, Rare. Pro Wrestling is another great game to show off the console, and volleyball is completely unplayable. Well, with these kind of games, I can't even shake two shits about them. Well, I hope things get better with the programmable series. In Wrecking Crew, Mario is a construction worker destroying every block in the room. Mach Rider is a race while shooting the enemies and avoiding the obstacles. This one might be broken because the opponents know where to strike and kill me! Excite Bike is kinda like Mach Rider, but you don't have to shoot your competition. You can pull off tricks, knock other racers, and you can even go crazy speed with the turbo button.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Whoa. Intense.
So what makes these games programmable, you may ask? Well, you can create your own levels and save them. The only problem is that these games don't have a battery backup. If you save and turn off your console, all is lost. Overall, these games are interesting to play with, if you have a good imagination for building levels. Now for the Light Gun series, and I can't wait to use the Zapper again. Duck Hunt is a classic. All you do is shoot the ducks before they fly away. If you shoot enough ducks, you can move on to the next level. Just don't make the dog scold you. God, I always hate that canine. Clay shooting is like practice for shooting the ducks, and I had to admit, it's pretty cool. I have to say that this game is still fun to play. The game is now on the Virtual Console. If you're really curious about it, check it out. It's really good. Just be careful not to practice during duck season. Hogan's Alley is another great one. You shoot out the criminals and avoid the civilians. Doing it out on the scenery makes it more realistic to me. Shooting these cans for points is distracting, but feels pointless. I'm just saying. Then we have Wild Gunman. What do you gotta use your hands? That's like a baby's toy!
Yeah, I'm always a crack shot at this game.
This is the light gun game I had the most fun out of. Stick 'em up or die!
Gumshoe. You know what the fuck were they smoking while making this game?
You play as a detective trying to rescue your daughter from the mafia. To get him to jump, you have to shoot him. That is a big mess. Even if you shoot any other object, he still jumps. What the fuck? You know what? This game is the absolute second worst black box game I've ever played. Now you might be thinking, which one is the worst black box game? How about the solo title in the educational series? Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
Seriously, this is never a good idea in the first place. Games are fun. School is not fun. Put them together. It equals bullshit. Well, except for the Oregon Trail, but I digress.
In this game, you just answer a problem that Donkey Kong gives you above. Why am I even playing this anyway? This shouldn't have been made at all. It's just so dull, pathetic, tasteless. Ugh.
Well, I'm not playing this shit again. So those were the black box games. Those are really great installments and great experiments to try to get the NES right off of its roots. Okay, you might be thinking, isn't there 2 games that you forgot to review, another series that attends with another accessory to play with? I didn't forget them, but next time, I'll take care of it. This is gonna be a doozy. But until then, I'm Thomas the Retro Nerd. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.